Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going on a super fast-paced, just incredible ride straight through the human body. So buckle up, because we're exploring the respiratory system.
All right, I want you to just stop for a second. Go ahead and take a really deep breath in. Do you feel your chest expanding? Okay, now let it out. Have you ever wondered how you do that, literally thousands of times a day, without even thinking about it? I mean, your body is basically an automatic, super smart machine.
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the breath of life. Now, the whole reason we need this breathing system is pretty simple, but it's incredibly urgent. Every single cell in your body desperately needs oxygen to survive and to do its job. And this brings us to a really big scientific word, respiration. Simply put, respiration is the ultimate trade. Your body brings good air, which is oxygen, into your body. We call that inhalation. And in exchange, it sends out a waste gas called carbon dioxide, which is exhalation. Basically, we're constantly trading good air for bad air.
Moving on to Section 2, down the air tunnel. Let's actually trace the epic route of just a single oxygen molecule as it descends into the dark, winding caves and tunnels of your human body.
So here's our exact step-by-step route map. First up, air enters through your nose or your mouth. Next, it travels down to the back of your throat, which science is called the pharynx. And from there, it just plunges down a tube called the trachea, or windpipe, before finally arriving at its primary destination, the lungs.
Now, what's really interesting here is how well defended this tunnel is. When air goes into your nostrils, it gets warmed up, and these tiny little hairs called cilia act like brooms to filter out dust. Then, further down, there's a little flap of tissue called the epiglottis. It basically acts like a security guard, closing when you swallow just to keep food and liquid out of your lungs. And that trachea we just mentioned, it's actually strengthened by stiff rings of cartilage, so it always stays wide open, letting the air flow smoothly.
All right, Section 3, inside your incredible lungs. Welcome to the engine room of the respiratory system. You know, you can really think of your lungs acting like two massive balloons right inside your chest.
But hey, here's a fun fact to reward your attention. Those two balloons aren't perfectly equal. Yeah, your left lung is actually slightly smaller than your right lung. And why is that? Well, because it needs to make extra room for your heart to sit right next to it. I mean, how cool is that?
So how exactly do these balloons inflate? Well, right at the bottom of your ribcage sits this large, powerful muscle called the diaphragm. When you inhale, this diaphragm moves downward, which makes your chest cavity bigger and actually pulls the air in. Then, when you exhale, the diaphragm moves back up, making the chest smaller and pushing the air right back out. It's literally the ultimate muscle pump.
Section 4, the Great Gas Exchange. Let's move to and see how this builds. We're going to zoom in microscopically right down to the deepest, tiniest parts of the lungs to witness this trade in action.
So, at the very end of the air tubes inside your lungs are millions of tiny little air sacs called alveoli. Think of these alveoli as millions of microscopic balloons. This right here is the very end of the oxygen's physical journey down the air tunnel, and it's the exact spot where the real magic happens. And that magic? It's called diffusion. You see, the alveoli are lined with these tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Through diffusion, oxygen just jumps from the alveoli directly into your bloodstream, and at the exact same time, the waste gas, carbon dioxide, jumps out of the blood and into the alveoli so your body can push it right back up the tunnel and exhale it.
Section 5, systems working together. As we pull back and look at the bigger picture of our health, it's absolutely crucial to remember that the effective interactions between our body systems are what actually contribute to our survival. Basically, our organs are like best friends. They never work alone.
And this brilliantly illustrates that point. The respiratory system brings in all this vital oxygen, right? But it's completely stuck in the lungs without some help. So enter the circulatory system. Your heart and your blood act as this massive fleet of delivery trucks, picking up that oxygen from the alveoli and driving it all around your body to every single cell that's hungry for it.
Let's look at a real-world example. Just think about what happens when you go out for a really fast run. First, your nervous system acts as the boss, telling your legs to move. Then, your muscular system acts as the engine, pulling on your skeleton so you actually take steps. Meanwhile, your respiratory system immediately starts breathing faster to bring in more oxygen. And finally, your circulatory system starts pumping your heart faster to deliver all that extra oxygen out to your tired muscles. Your body is truly the ultimate team. So the next time you're outside playing, I really want you to pay close attention to your breathing and your heartbeat. What exactly happens to these interacting body systems when you start running really fast or, say, jumping rope? Just think about the incredible journey of a single breath and how your systems are working overtime just for you. Keep wondering, keep exploring, and I'll see you on the next explainer.